A self-regulating process settles down to a steady state, whereas an integrating process is not going to settle down. And you will often come across this when you're doing loop tuning, and that's why you need to know whether you're dealing with a self-regulating process or an integrating process. Let's go and start off with the self-regulating process. In the case of the self-regulating process, what you're going to find is that if you make a change to the final control element, your process variable will respond and it will settle down. The easiest example to show you is if you were to walk into the kitchen and have one of the taps in front of you, maybe a cold water tap, which you can manually operate. If you were to give that tap one turn, your flow would go from nothing to a steady state and settle down. If you give that tap a second turn, it's going to go to a new value and settle down. If you give it a new adjustment, it's going to go to a new value and settle down. And exactly the same in the field. If you've got an automatic valve, you can change the output. Your flow possibly would increase to a new value and will settle down. And that's going to be known as a self-regulating process. Now, an integrating process is going to be just the opposite of that. If you could imagine that you have something such as a tank and you've got an automatic valve that is feeding product into that tank of yours, and you come along and you open up that valve of yours. Now, let's go and say that the level is sitting at 50%. If you were to go and open up the valve, what's going to happen is you may just start to put more liquid into the tank than what you are taking away. And in a case like that, the level is going to start to rise, and it's going to continue rising and continue rising and continue rising until your tank flows over. Or just the alternate for that, if you were putting in less liquid than what you are taking out, then the level is going to drop, and it's going to continue dropping and continue dropping and continue dropping until it gets to 0%. So that's going to be an example of an integrating process. Please know your systems, because certain loop tuning methods work for self-regulating processes and other loop tuning methods may not work with self-regulating processes.